of course, standing by in Washington, watching developments from there. Harry, Houck, you were a detective with the NYPD's counterterrorism unit. That unit put into play, by the way, Monday afternoon and into Tuesday here in the New York City area because that unit was established after 9/11. Harry, let me ask you this. We're looking at a young suspect, 19 years old, who has successfully carried out a bombing attack in the city of Boston. He has now escaped and eluded police not once but twice. We've had gunfire in the Boston area. Can he possibly be acting alone?
Well, right now, I think so. I think he's just running around trying to get away. The biggest problem right now is we need to capture him before it gets dark. Okay? If we don't capture him by the time it gets dark, there's a good chance he might get away. All right? It's going to be very, very hard for the police to try and track him when it's dark.
Okay, so he's hiding in buildings. We don't know where he is, but police have been surrounding several buildings. Talk to me about kind of the background that we've been learning about these two suspects, these brothers. They've been in the United States for 10 years, yet we don't know, do they have military training in Chechnya? Were these homegrown terrorists? Do they have a support network, a terror cell, if you will? I mean, when you were at the counterterrorism unit here in New York, did you look at Eastern European criminal activity? Was that even something that was on the radar in the last 10 years?
Right. You know, I wasn't with the counterterrorism unit, okay? But these guys seem like they've been here in the United States for at least 8 or 9 years, all right? And they should have become pretty Americanized by then, you know? I don't know where things went wrong with these guys, and I'm sure we're going to find out sooner or later. And it seems like the one brother, he's already evaded police twice, all right? So he's pretty slippery. Maybe he does have some kind of, you know, did some kind of background check to see, you know, how it can be a tactical expert.
Because we've been learning this morning that these are, I mean, they were handling, basically, these were military-grade explosives that they were throwing out of a car in the middle of the night. I mean, these two were prepared. The brother, the older brother that is now dead, had a vest on, an ID vest on him. I mean, these guys were ready for war, if you will.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. You know, what's really strange to me is that these guys, after they committed the attack, they didn't try and get out of Dodge here. What they did is they stuck around. Were they ready to make another attack? You know, they had other explosives in the car that they were throwing at police. So it seems to me that these guys were probably going to go to another location to have another attack.
Talk to me about what's happening on the ground right now in Boston. Again, we're waiting on this briefing from the Massachusetts State Police. We've been watching, again, police cars, SWAT teams, aerial shots out of that area. What is the tactical response at this point on the ground? How do they handle this manhunt, if you will?
Right, well, I'll tell you, they've already confronted him in 2 different locations, it appears, all right, where shots were fired, all right? So this guy sounds to me like he's not going to be wanting to take him alive, all right? But the FBI and the law enforcement want to take him alive because we want to know why he did this, all right, or if anybody else is involved. So what's safe to assume is I think what they're doing is they're going to lock that town down. You're not going to be able to step a foot out of that town. He's here somewhere. They got to get him before it gets dark, all right? They're probably getting all kinds of calls from people saying, hey, I think I see this guy in my yard. That's why you're hearing the sirens all the time, because they're probably getting tips all day and they got to respond to all those tips, and they probably have response teams to go out.
Well, real quick, the media, is the media a help or a hindrance in this type of situation? We have camera crews all over the place right now.
Right, you know, they can definitely be a hindrance, in fact, because at the first location, they moved the media back because, you know, tactically, we don't want him seeing what the police are doing right now. All right, so if he's in a location where he's watching TV, he's watching the news, he'll know exactly where the police are, especially if they have him trapped in a certain location.
Harry Houck, thank you very much for joining us and for standing by for the hour. Thank you, Harry.
Great. Thank you.
All right, we want to get you